Hi yogis. Welcome to my channel, Intuitive Yogi. I'm Jamie. I'll be leading you through your yoga practice today where we'll be centering and focusing and working on some balance poses today. You might want some blocks today. They're totally optional. Let's go ahead and start down on the ground. I got Bryn Dog here with me. It's a hot day. She insists on being outside. All right, let's come into the practice. Let's start by focusing, centering, breathing, recognizing where your breath is. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Start by bringing our arms up to the sky. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms are going to come up. This time, drop your right arm down, extend your left arm up and over. Long side body stretch, keeping your sit bones grounded here. Drop that shoulder, that right shoulder down. Stay lifted. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, other arm comes up. Again, extend long. Let that other shoulder drop low. And you're not falling into that hand that's grounded. You're lifting and extending from your side body. Exhale, bring that hand down. Inhale, both arms are going to come up, and as you exhale, you're going to rotate over to your right side. Drop left hand to touch your right knee, right hand behind you, gently placed on the ground. And maybe look over your shoulder. Inhale, arms are going to come up. Rotate over to the other side. Exhale. Same thing, opposite side. So your right hand is just over your left knee here. Right or left arm is planted behind you. Spine is straight and lifted. And you might look over your back shoulder. See if you can't relax into this pose. Take an inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Bring your hands back up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time, bring your legs out long in front of you for just a seated position. Nothing fancy here. Bring your hands to the side. This is just to help you keep your spine nice and long. Keep yourself from rounding. So shoulders back and down. Hands are flat on either side. Sort of just sitting in an L shape here. Maybe you notice tension in your thighs. See if you can't relax them a little bit while still holding yourself upright. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful, yogis. Now, this time, extend your left leg out to the side. Bring your right leg in, your right foot in. Inhale, up, rotate over, extend long over that left leg. If you notice you're tensing or locking your knee up, see if you can't go there and release it. Release your knee. The goal is to not get all the way down. It's just to go where you go while keeping a nice straight spine. You're hinged at your hips. Maybe your hands come to either side. Maybe you touch your feet or your foot. Take an inhale, exhale, let it go. Walk yourself back up. Bring that left leg in, extend the right leg out to the other side. And again, go where you're going to go. So if this is as far as your leg extends out to the side, great. If you go a little bit further, awesome. You know your body best. It doesn't have to look, your pose doesn't have to look exactly like mine. You can still get the benefit of the pose while positioning yourself in a way that feels right in your body. So don't overstretch, overextend. You're just trying to feel that pose and relax into it. So arms are going to come up, rotate your entire torso, hinge at your hips, extend long over that right leg. You might feel a little bit different on this side. I know I do. It's a little harder for me to extend to my right. I'm quite tight in my hips and my hamstrings here. So you might have a little more flexibility. I'm going to bend my knee just a little bit, exhale, and drop the knee, and then try and relax into the pose. Trying to keep my shoulders parallel here, so I'm not leaning one way or another. Inhale as you come up, arms up. Exhale, come down. Bring both feet together in front of you for butterfly position or bound angle position. Extend. So, sorry, you're going to bring your feet in or you can extend them out. Kind of go where you go with this. Inhale and extend over. I like to keep my spine nice and long. Inhale, come back up. And then go ahead and rotate onto your mat. We're going to go onto our back side here. Feet flat, knees pointed to the sky. See if you can't bring your hands underneath your knees, underneath your thighs here. Bring yourself all the way down to the ground. Both knees in. Give yourself a hug. Exhale. Extend your left leg long. Keep your right leg in. And then you're going to rotate your leg around in that hip socket. And maybe rotate the other way with that knee. And then maybe just bring it in. Bend that left leg. And now bring their right leg up. Grab behind your calf or maybe behind your thigh, wherever it's comfortable for you. And you're just going to point and flex your foot. Flex, point, flex, point. If you want a little bit more intensity and you want to straighten that left leg, you can. Just making sure that you're keeping your low back on the ground. And then bring that leg down and then switch. So bring that left knee in, give it a little hug. You rotate that around in the hip socket there. Bring that leg in and lift that leg all the way up, pointing and flexing that left foot. Flex, point, flex, point, flex, point. You get the idea. Maybe go at your own pace. Again, a little more intense if you want to straighten that opposite leg, making sure you're pressing your low back into the ground, pulling your belly button into your spine. And then go ahead and bring that leg back down and then come to your left side. And we're going to do some clamshells because we're working on some leg strengthening as we work towards more of the balancing poses that we have in store for later in the practice. So you want to make sure you're lining your hips up. They should be stacked. Knees should be stacked. You can rest your head on your arm. Inhale as you bring that top knee open for your clamshell. Exhale, close. Inhale, open for your clamshell. Exhale, close. You're really going to feel that in here. Let's do 8 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. I lost count. I think we're on like 6 or 7. And close. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. Now let's just switch sides. Now I'm on my right side, or come onto your right side. Making sure you're as lined up as you possibly can. Kind of roll forward just a little bit so that your hips are stacked and also your knees are stacked. So inhale as you open, exhale as you close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. I think that's 3, 4. Inhale, exhale, close. 6. Inhale, 7. Exhale, close. Inhale, 8, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, 1 more. And close. And beautiful. Come back up to your hands and knees. And we'll do some cat cows. So inhale as you bring your chest through the gate of your arm. Exhale as you round your spine. Inhale. Drop your belly, open your chest. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale, round. Let's do a couple more of these. Inhale. And then exhale. Round. And then come to neutral spine. And then this time we're going to do some stretching of the bottoms of our feet. So tuck your toes and you're going to push back. You're just going to come into a kneeling position here, just so you can get some good stretch on the bottom of your feet. If this is too intense and you want to bring your feet down, if even sitting like this is too intense, that's okay. You can also just sit down on the ground and maybe work on stretching the bottom of your feet. I like this stretch a lot. It's so simple, but it's a really good stretch for the bottom of our feet. Maybe you want to be in with your hands in the prayer pose. Close your eyes and focus a little bit. And again, if this is too much for your feet or even your knees, sometimes bending your knees like this for too long can be very intense for some people. So you can always come down or just take a child's pose. Beautiful, yogis. Let's come to hands and knees, all fours. We're going to go into a downward dog. So keep your toes tucked. Maybe bring your hands one handprint in front of you, pushing your hips back, and then push your hips up in the air. And then just walk out your dog. When you're in your downward dog, You're kind of externally rotating your shoulder blades. And then your goal is to reach your heels towards the ground, but you don't have to touch them. Not everyone's heels touch the ground. That's not the point. On the next inhale, you're going to lift your leg and we're going to go into a three-legged dog and do a hip opener. So on your inhale, come on up with your right leg. So inhale, bend your right leg, and then open your hip, working on keeping yourself still straight. Like you don't want to lean to one side. On your exhale, you're going to bring that leg through in between your hands. If you need to take a couple steps, that's fine. Work on getting in there. Drop that back knee, that back left knee. And we're in a low lunge. Inhale. Bring your arms up. Push the ground away with that right foot. You're going to really feel a nice stretch on that back leg, that back thigh, or your quad. Now when you're ready, if you can go into your high lunge, see if you can't lift that back leg up. And then you're going to pivot that back foot, open to your warrior two. Push into that warrior. So you're going to push into that front knee. Arms are backing down, or shoulders are backing down, I'm sorry. Looking over that front shoulder. Push into the outer edge of that back foot. Flip your front palm, drop your back arm, reverse your warrior. And then you're going to come all the way forward. Bring that right hand, that right forearm to rest just a little bit on your right thigh. Left arm comes up and over, extended side angle. One long line of energy from the edge of your outer foot. Lifting up. Come back into your warrior two. Maybe just wiggle walk that back foot. Hands can come to your hips. Take that back foot, step forward. Let's do a forward fold. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale. Lift yourself halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And this time, we're going to go into our chair. So you're going to push back on your hips, put weight on your heels, and bring yourself up into your chair. Arms can come up. If that's too much, you can also have your hands at heart center. If you want to check and make sure that you're nice and aligned, you can see your toes. You can lift your yogi toes up and put them back down. Weight should be in your heels. Can you push back just a little bit more? And then exhale, fold forward. Whew. And then you're going to step all the way back. We're going to take a flow. Bring yourself all the way back. Step right, step left. Knees come down, all the way down. Bring yourself up into a cobra. Push yourself back down. Onto your hands and knees. And then push into your downward dog. I'm going to do it all over again on the other side. So this time, I'm going to bring your leg all the way up. Bend it. And then, don't fall. Open yourself up. Three-legged dog. Hip opener. And then exhale as you bring that foot forward in between your hands. Drop your back knee. For your low lunge, arms come up. Inhale. Exhale. Fall into that pose. Relax. Maybe push forward, but still keep that knee over your ankle, but you're pushing into that front of your thigh, your quad. Nice, good stretch. Now, can you lift yourself up for your high lunge? Lots of balance here. Pivot that back foot down, open to your warrior two. There's no rush to get into the pose. Feel your way through it. You don't always have to be exactly in the pose right away. The goal is actually to kind of figure out where your body falls, making sure things are aligned, not just doing the pose. Drop your back arm, reverse your warrior. Come forward, exhale. Let your left forearm rest gently on your left thigh. Bring your right arm up and over, extended side angle. And you're not collapsing, you're lifting. Maybe you open your chest up to the sky. Inhale back to your warrior. Hands can come to your hips. Pivot that front foot forward. Exhale, fold forward. Wide leg forward fold. Then lift yourself halfway, hands at your hips, and then all the way with a straight back. Wiggle walk your feet in. Arms are going to come up, extend long, forward fold. And then come all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Arms come up over your head this time. Keep them extended. Interlock your fingers. Point your fingers together, pointing to the sky. Inhale as you stretch long. Exhale over to the right. Beautiful, yogis. Inhale up. And then exhale over to the other side. And then one more time. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, bring your arms down. Tadasana. Just stand in your mountain pose. Go ahead and, if your eyes were closed, bring them open. We're going to start working into our tree pose. So just to start, put some weight into your left leg. Put that energy there. And you're just going to bring your right leg up at a 90-degree. And this, if you need a block, sorry, I should have had that ready. If you have a block and you want to use it, wonderful. Highly encourage. Inhale, bring that right leg up. Kind of hold it there. Hands can be at your hips for stability. If you have a block or a pillow, or even just a little bench and you want to put your foot there. But we are working on some balance. So see if you can challenge yourself. Maybe you rotate your ankle a little bit one way and the other way. And then go ahead and bring that down. Shake it out a little bit. Same thing on the other side. On an inhale, bring that left leg up. And then for stability, making sure you're putting plenty of energy or focus into that right leg. Using your hip flexors to hold that leg up. Hands on your hips for stability, or you can always use a block. Rotating. one way and then rotating the other way. Beautiful, yogis. Exhale, bring that foot down. All right, we're going to do that again. This time we're going to rotate our full hip here now. So on an inhale, bring that right foot up. Then you're going to open and rotate your hip, your right leg. Big circles. Inhale, open. And then come the other way. If you're losing your balance or feeling a little wobbly, perfect. What we're working on right now is stability, strength, and balance. Pull your core in. That will help. Let that leg go. Shake it out. Switch the other side. Inhale, bring that left leg up. Rotate around, out. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Pull that core in. Belly button into spine. Help with that stability. Some of you might have easier time rotating than others. I know this side is a little harder for me as I go the other way. And then exhale, let that come down. Woo! Ouch. Whew. Maybe do a little shaky dance. All right, let's get into our tree pose, my favorite. Okay. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, let it go. Bring your hands down to the side. And all you're going to do to start is to, again, put a little bit more rounding into your left side as we work on our right leg. So you're going to open your right knee up. And we're going to start in position 1 with tree. Bring that right heel to your ankle. And now you're in position 1 with your tree pose. When you're in tree, you want to make sure you find your drishti or your focus point. So that's just a spot in front of you, maybe down and forward, that you can look at and stay focused on. Hands come to heart center. Maybe you move to position 2. Position 2 in tree is putting that foot onto your calf. You don't want to put it at your knee. You don't want to push against your knee joint. It should be above or below. Stay focused on your drishti. Maybe in this position, you bring your arms up. And then maybe you start working your gaze up just a little bit. Not your head, just your gaze. And maybe you focus up. And maybe you help your leg up to position 3. Bring your arm back up. Stay focused. One spot. You need to look down. Stay looking down. Pull your core in to help with your stability. It's okay if you lose your balance. You should go ahead and, if your eyes were closed, bring them open. We're going to start working into our tree pose. So just to start, put some weight into your left leg. Put that energy there. And you're just going to bring your right leg up at a 90-degree. And this, if you need a block, sorry, I should have had that ready. If you have a block and you want to use it, wonderful. Highly encourage. Inhale, bring that right leg up. Kind of hold it there. Hands can be at your hips for stability. If you have a block or a pillow, or even just a little bench and you want to put your foot there. But we are working on some balance. So see if you can challenge yourself. Maybe you rotate your ankle a little bit one way and the other way. And then go ahead and bring that down. Shake it out a little bit. Same thing on the other side. On an inhale, bring that left leg up. And then for stability, making sure you're putting plenty of energy or focus into that right leg, using your hip flexors to hold that leg up, hands on your hips for stability, or you can always use a block. Rotating one way and then rotating the other way. Beautiful, yogis. Exhale, bring that foot down. All right, we're going to do that again. This time we're going to rotate our full hip here now. So on an inhale, bring that right foot up. Then you're going to open and rotate your hip, your right leg. Big circles. Inhale, open. And then come the other way. If you're losing your balance or feeling a little wobbly, perfect. What we're working on right now is stability, strength, and balance. Pull your core in. That will help. Let that leg go. Shake it out. Switch the other side. Inhale, bring that left leg up. Rotate around, out. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Pull that core in. Belly button into spine. Help with that stability. Some of you might have easier time rotating than others. I know this side is a little harder for me as I go the other way. And then exhale, let that come down. Woo! Ouch. Whew. Maybe do a little shaky dance. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, let it go. Bring your hands down to the side. And all you're going to do to start is to, again, put a little bit more rounding into your left side as we work on our right leg. So you're going to open your right knee up. And we're going to start in position 1 with tree. Bring that right heel to your ankle. And now you're in position 1 with your tree pose. When you're in tree, you want to make sure you find your drishti or your focus point. So that's just a spot in front of you, maybe down and forward, that you can look at and stay focused on. Hands come to heart center. Maybe you move to position 2. Position 2 in tree is putting that foot onto your calf. You don't want to put it at your knee. You don't want to push against your knee joint. It should be above or below. Stay focused on your drishti. Maybe in this position, you bring your arms up. And then maybe you start working your gaze up just a little bit. Not your head, just your gaze. And maybe you focus up. And maybe you help your leg up to position 3. Bring your arm back up. Stay focused. One spot. You need to look down. Stay looking down. Pull your core in to help with your stability. It's okay if you lose your balance. Smile and breathe. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Let that foot go. Shake it out just a little bit. Whew. Do your little tree shaky dance. Next. All right. Ground into your right foot. Open your left knee up. So we did all that work kind of opening our hip a little bit. Bring your left heel to your right ankle. You're in position 1 of your tree. Nice work, yogis. Hands can be at your heart center. Maybe you raise them up. Stay focused on your drishti points, so that spot in front of you. Maybe you bring to position 2. Maybe position 3. When you're in position 3, you're pushing your foot into your thigh into your foot. Belly button is into your spine, so hold your core in for stability. Lift. Focus on one spot. Maybe it's down, maybe it's forward, maybe it's up a little bit. Position of your hands can be your heart or your hips, or lifted. Excellent. Exhale. Let your hands come down to heart center. Drop that foot slowly. Do your shaky dance. Let it all be loose. Whew. Awesome. Now, let's go into our yogi squat next. So you're going to bring your feet just a little bit past hip width distance apart, and you're going to start dropping down into your yogi squat. So bend your knees out, hips come down. If you need a block, certainly use one. Option to not use one. In your yogi squat, you're pushing your elbows into your knees into your elbows. Lift long. Let the crown of your head lift towards the sky. Also, trying not to be too far forward. See if you can push back so that some of the weight goes into the outer edge of your heel so that the arches of your feet are not flat. They're lifted just a little bit. Breathing here. On your exhale, bring your arms behind you. Let yourself come to a seated position. Come all the way back. Roll one vertebrae at a time. Bring your legs in for a little hug. Maybe a happy baby. So grabbing the outside of your feet and lift them up into the air. Maybe you straighten one leg, straighten the other. On your next exhale, let your feet come all the way down. I got the sun in my eye. Let them come wide onto the mat, at the edges of the mat, and bring your knees together for a constructive rest. Inhale, exhale. Let's do some windshield wipers. So what you're going to do, keep your feet planted where they're at, but you're just going to rock your knees back and forth. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let them go to one side. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, exhale. And then one more on each side. And then come to stillness. Bring your feet in together. Bring your right knee in and place it over your left thigh, or your right leg will be over your left thigh. Reach behind that left thigh, pull it in for your figure 4. A nice stretch. You notice you're tense, maybe exhale, let all that go. Exhale, bring that left leg down uncross, and then switch sides. So cross that left leg over that right thigh, and then bring your knee in. Hands come behind the thigh to pull it in. Inhale, exhale to let that all go. Beautiful, yogis. Exhale, let that foot come down. Uncross your legs. Lift your hips up. Drop them over to the right. Bring your knees in, and then let them fall to the left as your right arm extends out the opposite way. Look over your right shoulder. On your next inhale, bring your knees back up to center. Plant your feet. Lift your hips. Shift them over to the other side, to your left. Bring your knees in. Drop them to your right. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, bring both knees up. Plant your feet. Hips come center. Bring your knees in one more time for a little hug. Give yourself a squeeze. Exhale, extend your legs long. Extend your arms long out to the side as you relax into your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Now, if you want to stay here a little longer, your Shavasana, I recommend pausing your video right now. If you prefer to move on with your day and finish your practice, and bring your arms up over your head. Extend your legs long, nice big stretch. And then roll to one side. Slowly bring yourself back up. Hands can come rest on your shoulder or your knees here in an open position as you welcome the energy for the day. Take an inhale and then exhale. We'll do 3 rounds of cleansing breath to finish the practice. So inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms come up, reach towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. I am light. I am love. I give love. I receive love. Namaste. Thank you for this beautiful practice today, yogis.